morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Maitri Milan session. Everyone, settle down. Let's begin the session with 3 rounds of Omkara. Opening prayer all together. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yoga Ganapati Mool Mantra. Om Ham Sangam Bhagavate Nitya Yoga Yuktaya Satchidananda Rupine Vinayakaya Namaha. Dakshina Murti Guru Stotram. Ishvaro Guru Rameti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Vivekananda Prarthana. Namah Shri Rajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Swamine Tapaharine. Samarasya prayer for harmony, Rig Veda. Om Sangachatvam Sambadatvam Sambho Manamsi Janatam Deva Bhagai Yatha Purve Sanjanana Upasate Samano Mantra Samitis Samani Samanam Manasah Chittamesham Samanam Mantram Abhimantrayevaha Samanena Voha Vishajuhomi Samaniva Akutihi Samana Hridayani Vaha Samanamashtu Manaha Yatha Vashu Sahasati. Panchangam. Adyatana Panchangam Panchavinshatyadhika Ekashatotara Panchasahasratama Kaliyugabdaha Shri Shobhakrit Nama Samvatsaraha Uttarayanam Shishir Rituhu Falguna Masaha Shukla Pakshaha Dashami Tithihi Punarvashu Nakshatram Shobhan Yogaha Taitila Karanam Kujavasaraha. Today's date 19th March 2024, Tuesday. Titheshva Shriyamagnoti Varadayushya Vardhanam Nakshatra Shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 18. Yashmat Sharamatitoham Aksharaadapi Chottamaha meaning, I am transcendental to the perishable world of matter and even to the imperishable soul. Hence, I am celebrated both in the Vedas and the Smritis as the supreme divine personality. Thank you.
Namaste everyone, Suprabhatam. So, here we can see there is a formula. Don't worry, we are not going to have maths or physics sessions here. This shloka is beautifully explained along with science by Swami Paramarthanandaji, who was a gold medalist in physics. So to understand the concept, we'll just use some idea of the formula. By the way, who is the scientist associated with this formula? Einstein. Good, wonderful. Okay, let us understand. Now we are in chapter 15, shloka number 18. Shloka 16, 17 and 18, these three shlokas are giving definition of Purushottama. The name of the chapter is Purushottama Yoga, Uttama Purusha. Uttama Purusha is nothing but consciousness that is mentioned here. Now, we have seen that this entire universe and our body-mind sense complex, everything has two aspects, two components are there. One is the matter aspect and second is the consciousness aspect. Now in this chapter here, matter that itself again is subdivided into two parts based on one important law of matter. The law is law of conservation of matter, which is told in scripture as well as in science. What is the law meaning? It means matter can neither be destroyed, matter can nor be created. That is law of conservation. Now there is a problem. When we talk about creation of the universe, destruction, pralaya of the universe, what do we mean? What happens to the matter? Because matter cannot be destroyed, it cannot be created. Then what happens to the matter during creation and during pralayam? That is given as a law in this formula. The essence of the formula is, next slide, law of interconvertibility of matter and energy. So whatever you are seeing now, all the matter is visible to you, right? So visible matter is there. When matter is destroyed, we use this term. What actually happens is matter is converted into energy form which is not visible to us. That energy again can be reconverted, solidified into matter. What is the example we have? Suppose you are boiling water. After some time, the level of water will go down. So is the water being destroyed? No, it is being converted into vapor. And under certain circumstances, you can again reconvert the vapor into water. So that is called interconvertibility of matter and energy. Visible matter gets converted into an invisible energy. That is called destruction, pralaya. And when the energy, invisible energy being converted into visible matter, that is being called as creation. So this is being given two terms in this shloka. Next slide. Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. Kshara Purusha means MM. Does not mean our Maitri Milan here. It means manifest matter. Means the matter which is visible to us. Just given a new name, Kshara Purusha. What is Akshara Purusha? When the matter is being converted into energy which is not visible to us, that is called unmanifest matter. And this shloka says that consciousness is superior to both types of matter. Visible and invisible matter, consciousness is superior to both of them. That is the message of the shloka. We'll see Pada Vicheda. Yasmat ksharam atitaha aham aksharat api cha uttamaha ataha asmi loke vede cha prathitaha purushottamaha. Yasmat, since aham ksharam atitaha, I, consciousness, am superior to kshara purusha, manifest matter. Aksharat api cha uttamaha, and even I, the consciousness, am superior to unmanifest matter. Ataha, therefore, asmi prathitaha, I am well known. As what? Purushottamaha as the superior Purusha, Uttama Purusha, where Loke Vedecha, in the world as well as in the scripture. So I consciousness am superior to both because I am only supporting them, lending them consciousness existence to exist. That is the idea here. Now one question you might be having, a relevant question. We are again and again saying the entire universe and our body mind have two components, matter and consciousness. But how come the living beings are moving, talking, doing activities, are alive, but this matter, table, this mic, they are not doing that, they are insentient, but consciousness is there in all, even in this mic, in this table. But how come they are not moving, but we are moving, we are alive? Because living beings are having one special instrument called Antakarana, mind. And mind has a special ability. What is the ability? Mind can reflect consciousness and in turn it makes the body mind alive. Example, sunlight. Sunlight is falling everywhere on every one of us, but mirror is one special instrument which is having a special power to reflect this sunlight, and in turn it makes the room also illumined. So because of that, human beings are alive and conscious and moving, not the inert object. So this is the message of the shloka. Thank you.